Right, YouTube, Shadow King Naju, and we're finally going to do the long-awaited, well, let's be honest, overdue, uh, Kingdom Hearts lightsaber combat style series. Now, last time we did this, I said that I was going to start doing the Twilight Trio, starting with fan favorite Roxas. So let's get into it, shall we? Now we all know who Roxas is. He's the nobody of Sora, and due to his having a connection with Sora's heart, he does look like Ventus. But let's not get too much into that. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. Um, Now, one of the things about Roxas is that one of his most notable features is that he dual wields keyblades. The other person who's known to do that is Sora, naturally. And he wielding the weapons of Oathkeeper and Oblivion, due to it being tied with Kairi and Riku, the best friends of Sora. So let's see how that plays into his combat style. The first form of lightsaber combat is Shicho, which is great for doing wide, sweeping motions with your blade, and good for fighting multiple opponents, but not so good for fighting single targets, as it's very unfocused. Considering that Roxas worked with Organization 13, the original incarnation, not the new one in Kingdom Hearts 3, and their main goal was to fight the Heartless so that they can collect hearts to complete their facsimile of Kingdom Hearts. It does make sense that he would be practicing Shicho, as he would be fighting multiple enemies. And we also see this applied in Kingdom Hearts 3 when he fought Saïx and Xemnas. The second second lightsaber style that would fit Roxas the most would be Ataru. Ataru is the most physically demanding form, as it requires a lot of acrobatics, relying on speed and agility, which is something both Sora and Roxas excel at. And we do see a lot of this with Roxas being able to maneuver behind opponents, and with just his acrobatics, as well as using his Keyblade powers to practically teleport or zoom in very fast and very light speed motions. And considering how very quick his Keyblade movements can be, I would definitely say that Ataru would be one of his lightsaber styles. Which does segue into the lightsaber style that fit his dual wielding, which is Jarkai. Now, if you've seen Jarkai, you would notice both done by. What's a good notable? Remember an Attack of the Clones where Anakin was dual wielding against Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones. Now, granted, he wasn't all that successful with it, but it's still a primary example. There's others who do wield, like Star Killer, if you want to go into an expanded universe, with from the Force Unleashed 2. Now, with the Jarkai dueling, it does add a lot more versatility and is good for speed dueling. The downside with it is that due to you focusing with more than one Keyblade or lightsaber in Star Wars, you would be sacrificing power for speed. Now, this can be compensated, as Darth Krayt was able to still put some power into his strikes, but it still wouldn't be the same as someone who would wield a single-bladed lightsaber or a single Keyblade. But yes, I would say that Jarkai dueling would be the saber style that Roxas would go with. And I believe those would be pretty much all the lightsaber styles that would pretty much fit him, with Form 1, Chicho, and Form 4, Ataru. as I don't think he has the finesse for Makashi. He's not as really defensive with for Sarisu. He's not. We already said she doesn't have much power strikes behind it for Jin/Jin So. He seems to be more martial combat focused and not putting much magic into his strikes unless he's like doing like his ultimates. So I wouldn't say he's a 9-man user, and I wouldn't. And considering the complexities of it and lacking the other combat styles, I would say he's not a Juyo user. So yes, as officially, we got Roxas down for Form 1 Chicho, Form 4 Taro. Of course, if you disagree and you know about Star Wars lore, we can discuss what you think Roxas' combat styles is. But these are just my opinions of what I think his fighting styles would be. So, I'm glad we finally got this out of the way. Next time, we're going to be covering Axel. I'll catch you guys later.